to live. Hey, we are back. Eric and Linda live. We are here in Northern California, Tracy, California, where it's hot and sunny. Beautiful weather today. I'm Eric.
And I'm Linda. Thank you guys for joining us today on our live show. I am so excited. But first, let me just say, we're a co-working space out here in Tracy, like Eric said, remote co-work space. We have fall special going on. Eric probably isn't equipped with, yes, he is. There's our fall special. You guys take advantage of it. Anyhow, today we have a special guest. She's coming all the way from New York City, and I'm going to have Eric introduce her.
All the way from New York, New York. I hope I said that right. I hope I did you good. She is a coach. She's a mentor. She helps businesses. She helps individuals. She has a great story. She went through some challenging times, but overcame them with her coaching and her professionalism and her coaches that helped her. And her name is Sandy Rocourt. Hey, what's up, Sandy?
And yes, Eric, you sound great for the New York accent.
I got that right. New York, New York.
You got that. You said it well. Hi, Linda, Eric. You guys are awesome. Come to this co-working space. I don't live in California, but go there because it's beautiful.
Yeah, that's why I was just teasing you. I was wanting to mess around. I said Northern California,
exactly.
Right? You all in New York. How's the weather out there?
It is foggy, 67 degrees, 60 degrees a little bit. So it's not sunny. So not like you guys in California that's sunny. So
that's all good.
It's all good. It's good to have, you're bringing the sunshine to me with your beautiful recordings today. So I love it. Thank you so much.
Yes. So can you just kind of tell us a little bit about your story and how you became an entrepreneur and owning your own business. And I think, your backstory really can help people who may be going through different challenges and situations in their life.
Very. And I want to say that this has been a wonderful experience, but a very... it was like a traumatic event that I had to go through in order to fulfill my purpose in life, because going through this challenge was I had to go in the wilderness alone for a while, which was work. But after, several of death that has happened, I had the misfortune of losing my mom back in 2013 through pancreatic cancer, which was my best friend. We worked, we did our thing together. We went on vacation. She retired. So she retired and she had 13 years of retirement. She enjoyed that. And we had all that luxury. Then it was just me and my sister and my dad left. So then we were going to do the grief process. But 11 months later, after my mom's death, my sister, her breast cancer came back. And so unfortunately, she passed away. The cancer came back and she passed on just 11 months later. And then it was just me and my dad. So I just figured, okay, just me and my dad, we're going to figure out this grief and all. But 3 months after my sister, then my father passed away from a heart attack. And that broke me into tears, and how to deal with these 3 losses and how to live life purpose, because what do you do when that was your family unit, and how to be back in this world. When people talk about normal, there's no such thing as normal to me right now, even especially with this pandemic. My dad, I just want to give you a heads up that my dad worked 40 years in the hospital. And for him to pass on, he only enjoyed 2 years of retirement. So here we are, we all work in corporate America, everybody. And we worked all these years to go get that pension, to go get that 401k, all of those stuff. We were creating a life so that right after 65 or 55, we're ready to just hang it up and just go on to Europe or go to Australia or something, or Fiji.
Yeah.
I want to go to Fiji. That's why I have that on my head. I was like, I want to go to Fiji. And thinking about that, it made me realize that I didn't want to work for corporate America anymore. I was in corporate for 15 years. I actually was in the event industry. I was an event planner. I actually was a travel agent too. So I worked my way up from travel agent to event planning. And I just felt like this was not for me anymore. How am I going to be able to engage with people after those several losses that I went through? And then thinking about my dad, how he only enjoyed 2 years of retirement. So I left corporate America to take time for myself to heal through and find what matters to me the most. What's my purpose? What's my life going to be like without none of my family members anymore? Or should I start a business? Should I not create a business? Should I just continue on, wallowing my sorrows with, the whiskey, red wine, all this stuff. Is I'm not going to deny that. I mean, yes, there were tensions where there were alcohols involved, because when you go through this depression, you fall into those little panic, those little message about alcohol and everything else. But long and behold, the way I picked myself up is that my sister's journal saved me, actually. And I actually caught all the books she had on personal development. And I read, one of them was from Tony Robbins, and I read Money Masters because I needed to know how to be financially savvy, be financially secure, and financially freedom. People always want to be money. But the thing is, when it comes to money, guys, make sure you know that it's financial security and then there is financial freedom. And I learned that to help me to understand how to create a business that will allow me to have that unique quality of financial savviness and leadership. Like, I learned about leadership, and I had the opportunity to attend Tony Robbins' event back in 2017 before the pandemic. So I actually got a chance to walk on fire. Everyone's like, "You walked on fire, really?"
No, did you?
Wow.
Let me see your feet.
They're like, "Is your feet burnt?" Don't be scared. It was fun, but now you can't do it because now everybody's home.
Yeah.
No more walking on fire no more. But it really changed my life to being in that event. It was a 3-day event, and the most message that he talked about, which helped me a lot, was trade your expectations for appreciation. Trade your expectation for appreciation. Once I heard that, I was like, okay, I got it. Let's do this. Let's figure out a plan. What am I going to do? How can I, what type of work I should do? And when I looked at some of the stuff that I've done in the past, what I could do. And then all of a sudden, when it comes to all these events, they tell you all of these stuff. You want to be a coach? You want to be a motivational speaker? And I said, yep, that's it. I want to do all of those. Yeah. And right after the event, I went home and I signed up for Toastmasters to learn how to become more of a performance speaker and be more, more present when you're speaking, being out there on stages and everything. So I took on that program, Toastmasters. And then I was part of Tony Robbins' program and took the Madonna's, it's the Robbins Madonna's coaching program, which allows me to coach others about results, how to gain results. It's like a results, because everyone wants to solve an issue or everything, but it was a result oriented program, but still you had to do the work. We want to make sure clients were able to gain the knowledge that they have to develop themselves first in order to create that life purpose. So for me, it started just hearing that mantra, which helped me to really know, where do I go from here?
Wow.
So you can take what you learned from the Tony Robbins seminars that you went to, and now you can apply it and work with other clients in your life coach and wellness coach business.
Yeah, I took some of his stuff, but some of it I started creating because I started journaling more, wondering what more. Plus, I took other classes to help me to understand about coaching. Because now I'm part of a coaching program to get certified as an international coaching from the International Coaching Federation. So I'm working on that. So that way it could be more productive, more, credibility on it. But some people always think that because I have the Tony Robbins that I'm credible in that, but I wanted to expand my knowledge and be more, it was like a leadership thing for me. Like I want to be able, because I'm a life learner, and I want to continue on learning about all the courage, the humility, being empathetic. Like that was something I had to learn, like learning how to be more empathetic. And that really helped me to engage, because when I went through the pain and suffering, now I understand what suffering feels like for others. And I could be compassionate to those who are going through suffering and be empathetic, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Wow.
Yeah.
Leaving corporate America.
Yep. And changing your expectations for appreciation. I really like that because I wrote that down. I need to do more often. I really do. So, how do you change people? How do you help people change or manage their emotions in a different way? What is that you do to help them manage their thoughts in a different way?
Mind mastery. I get that mindset. Like I got into developing the mind, like really helping people, challenging their minds to really believe that they have a purpose. And the thing that I mostly help people with is getting them to set goals that are attainable and achievable. And when it comes to that, some people put down, I want to lose 20 pounds in this month. So when you want to do that, what is your emotions looking like? What does it look like for you in the next few weeks during the times? Are you going to handle the part where it's going to be a challenge in the next few weeks where, you're going to be emotionally upset because you didn't lose 20 pounds in 4 weeks? When some people can do it, but some people, it's like, no, it's like you have to set your emotions in and really look at, how am I going to be emotionally prepared to handle the next few weeks in doing my maintenance of my healthy weight maintenance program, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's really good, because I never really thought of it that way. Like, I want to lose weight, but I never thought about tapping into my emotions with losing weight. I always thought, oh my gosh, I need to count calories, or I need to do keto, or whatever's out there. But I never really associated the emotional part with the losing weight part. And so I think if you tap into that, you're more prepared, and then more result-based oriented.
Yes. I mean, I mean, that's what happened with people that get excited to do a program and everything. Like especially when people are starting a business. How about starting a business, right? When they start a business, they like, I'm going to make $10,000. I'm going to do it. And some people can't, but no, the best is, one said, I want to make $1 million tomorrow. What's that? Okay.
Yeah.
And it probably can happen. I don't sugarcoat it, but it's like, are you ready to be financially savvy? You got to be emotionally prepared for this. This is what happens to me when I had to deal with being financially savvy during the times that I had to deal with the loss of all my family members. What I'm going to do with everything that I accumulated, because I accumulated 40 years of stuff that I had to handle, especially I had financial obligations to handle, you know? And that's emotions right there. That's what got me so into understanding what it means about being emotionally savvy. Because what happened is, when people, like, I always look at the lottery winners, when they win, they get so hyped up, they get excited. And then 3 years later, they go ahead and just, they drop off of the earth. I mean, I did a study on it. I did a research because my father's attorney made me read these things to understand what money meant to me and everything. And the research says that lottery winners only last 3 years and they go broke.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said something else that I'm sorry, your gullet.
No, that's good.
That associates with not only the emotion and the goal, but the time. So like, you don't want to be like, you can't say, I want to be a millionaire tomorrow, so how do you help people look at time and, so they can gauge and really have accountable, accessible goals?
They want to start overcoming that procrastination. Who here procrastinates here? Who procrastinates here, right? Especially during this pandemic time, people are putting time and they're screen scrolling too much. They need to start getting creative. And what happened is, what I help people do about overcoming procrastination is setting the right goals. Because I always tell people the reason why we end up in the failure cycle, why we get so moody, or because we set the wrong goals.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about, putting all the parameters in, setting the right goals that are right for you so that you can attain and achieve a goal that is right. And I learned about the science of goal. Science of goal achievement is about, producing the results, but envisioning what you want and getting it. Just get it right there, So it's setting your goals and having clear focus, because sometimes we have unclear focus with our goals and everything else. And the thing is, it takes time, but it will be so beneficial for you to take the time to write them out, because less than 1% that are successful write and read their goals every day. Because there's daily goals, monthly goals, weekly goals, even decades. People write down their decade and what happened to them during the decade of the year or anything. So I go deep into that, and you have to have an action plan. Please have an action plan when you have, and make sure there's small, little, tiny steps. Start with a small goal so that when you're so focused on one, then you can start looking at the bigger goals of that $1 million business that you're looking to do.
That's a great point. I think a lot of people, like you said, they think, man, I'm gonna just become this millionaire overnight. But it's just the little steps and just taking one step at a time and just biting off as much as you can chew. Mm-hmm. But, and when we talk about setting goals, and what about how so many people in this country, when December comes, they start talking about, okay, the New Year's coming. Everything's going to change. I got all these goals for the New Year's resolution, and New Year's come, and 3 months down the road, they're back waiting for December again to set some more New Year's resolutions. What would you say, like, to those people who continue to do those resolutions and not get through them or accomplish them? How can they, or what can they do to maybe get started, not even for New Year's, but now?
I like that. No, of course. They should start. You just said it, just now. I mean, why? That's the problem. That's why there's so much, I call it the failure cycle. When you do that January 1st, and then you get excited to be on that weight loss program or start that business. But then the pandemic happened, 3 months, then you start avoiding the behaviors and everything and don't want to go for it because of the pandemic. Then you put the excuses of time. You don't have the time to do it. I don't think I could learn. I'm not enough. All those. And then you start blaming the government. So I call that the failure cycle, where people just need to stop putting plans in January and start doing it now. Today is October 22nd. On a Thursday, start writing your goals now. Start getting creative. Right now, I know that right now everyone's probably saying right now about, oh, what do you think? No, you can do it right now. It takes 5 minutes of your time to write down what's gonna look like for you in 2021.
Yeah.
Do it now. You're so right on that, Eric.
Yeah.
I'm that one person that does it every year, and I used to do like family goals and everything. But I realize now why I'm so crabby, because I've had lose weight as a goal every single year, and maybe that's why I'm so crabby with you, Eric.
Yeah, could be. You heard it right here live. I'm going to post this on my social media.
I'm not a divorce attorney. Sorry. Can't do no conflict resolution.
Yeah.
So I think, it's helpful for people. I know that you have a newsletter. Let's talk about that newsletter.
Yes, they can download. What happens is they can subscribe to my email, be part of my email list, and they can subscribe a newsletter with it, which they can get weekly on Fridays about, goal setting and how to have a healthy relationship with your emotions, like really dig in and to start goal setting right now. And it's right there. It's posted for you right in the screen. Go on there, sign up, and get more familiar with how to better goal setting. Like, set your goals to now, doing it right now. Doing it now is so much. You have a clear focus and taking action, take massive actions to get that, reaching that goal weight that you want, or that $1 million business, or, the relationship part, like you want to marry the guy or the woman or what have you, like developing that. So, but yeah, that it's going to be weekly blog articles on there for you guys. So
Nice. I'm going to go back to now. I mean, and I'm thinking like, even those who are saying, okay, New Year's is coming up, I'm thinking about some type of resolution. But if they start right now, when New Year's comes, they already got some traction, right? They're already 2 months in on their plan. And so they can be that much further in becoming that entrepreneur, finding their boss, so a lot of people say, but start now. For those of you who are watching, just remember, start now and don't bite off too much, just a little bit at a time.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. It's micro steps. It's just taking the steps. And like I said, the success people are the ones that write and read their goals daily. Every day they're writing out, or daily, it could be weekly. And I get it. Sometimes it could be a little frustrating, but that's the only way that you can avoid procrastination.
Yeah. So talk about how to overcome that procrastination.
Sure. Well, to overcome it is that we have to, what I've been telling people is that we get stuck in the past. And when we get stuck in the past, I don't want to do it. Oh, I don't feel like, especially with entrepreneurs, they always have this message that they're not enough. Oh, they have other people that are doing it, like a coach. There's so many coaches out there. I went ahead and put myself out there and decided I'm going to do a coaching, but how people can do what I do. I have a story. I have a message that impacts people. Why people come to me and ask me, can you help me on this? Especially during grief. Like when people ask me, how do I handle the holidays or anything like that? Because the first years are the hardest. But I always tell people, stop the quiet desperation of fulfillment and start really being in the now, being present. Don't be stuck in the past, because there's this thing that I tell people that we're always hanging on to the past when we could just fully be present. And then the thing is, I understand that people have anxiety about the economic uncertainty that's happening right now and all that. And I just tell people, just be present. Like everyone keeps saying, how is it you're still doing what you're doing, especially during this pandemic, and how to survive. And I just said I put the time in being present and reading, because I do read a lot, and I actually just finished reading Dare to Lead with Brene Brown, a more leadership book. Dare to Lead was about rumbling with vulnerability. But I just tell people that they just got to be open and honest and emotionally vulnerable during this time, and really be present. So to overcome it is really, it's the mental barrier. It's the mental state that you need to start look at the positive outlook of life. Yes, we have the election, we have the racial tension. We get it. I get it. And then people come to me and ask me all the questions, and to me, it's all about taking the time to be present. Be present.
Yeah.
Don't be stuck in the past. That's what happened.
Get in the now.
Yeah.
How do people come to you and like sign up, or what do you, how can they contact you, or what's the best way to like get some coaching classes or?
Sure. Because I am going to be doing, because I am actually going to start doing some workshop session, because it is November and I want to get at least 5 people who want to be part of this 12-week program. And I'm going to start the program November 15th to get you the goal set. So what I'm going to do first is I want to do a workshop. It's a free workshop, no cost to you, to inquire. Like, what I'm doing is putting my message out there about what I teach, and if they are willing to be my client, we'll take it from there. But right now I am offering a free workshop, which is on Thursdays right now. But on November 15th, I'm taking on the people who have come on to these workshops. I'm taking only 5 people who are ready and willing to make the change and be ready for this new 2021.
Good. On your bio, on your website, it says, let me say it again. I was in charge of unleashing my power. Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Damn, you guys are good. Unleash my power. Yes. How I did that was, of course, I went to the Tony Robbins event, but by unleashing it is that I really, even though I went through so many traumatic events and there's loss, I really let go of the bitterness and the hateness, because I didn't even lose my family. I did lose friends during this time of grief. And usually I felt like the 2008 financial crisis, when all those guys lost all their money and their friends walked away. And I was just like, oh, I feel like that too. But I unleashed it with just letting go of bitterness. And the bitterness really helped. I did a lot. I do meditate. I'm part of the Transcendental meditation group. So I do TM, which is 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes before I go to bed, which has opened a new way of life. I get into nature more. I even talk to the birds sometimes. And sometimes I notice that dogs come to me and I'm like, okay, why am I attracting dogs a lot or anything like that? I don't have a pet yet, but I was like, well, probably will get one. But it was to, I actually, walking in the wilderness alone, I came out being more present and being more of a leader and stepping into my own power and not letting anyone tell me I can't do this. You can't do this. It's not for you. It allowed me to, we all have to walk in the wilderness, and I've been in there a couple of times to really find my power to be me. And now I don't have to sugarcoat anything with what I have to offer. I now share with people, and people are willing to work with me. Some are one-on-one, but some are groups. I don't mind. It's allowed me to to let go of the pain, because pain is, and I always say this, and some people take it the wrong way. I find that pain was a gift to me so that I can now be compassionate to others who are going through the pain or suffering.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
That was harsh. That was a hard one to talk about, because everyone said pain is not a gift. I don't know what you're talking about. Pain is not a gift. And I'm like, to me,
Yeah. But it allows us to be able to reach others that sometimes, if you hadn't went through that pain, you wouldn't be able to reach that person. But when you know exactly what they're going through, it really helps to understand that, hey, I went through it too, and I was able to overcome. And so that can really help a lot of people.
mm-hmm.
So I get it. I definitely get it.
Yeah.
Well, we're wrapping up our show. I thank you for being a part of our show. Any last comments or quotes or anything you want to leave with our listeners?
Trade your expectations for appreciation.
Here it is.
Yes.
Yes.
And do it now. Get to your goals now. October 22nd, 2:30 California time.
Get to your goals now. Stop procrastinating.
Do it now. Do it now. I do it now. I do it now. I do it now. Keep putting that in your head.
Do it now. Do it now. Do it now.
Do it now. Do it now. And sign up for her newsletter. Do it now. And download your free copy of goal setting. Do it now.
Yes. And then be part of the workshop. And I don't know, maybe we can start goal setting you now on November 15th so that you could be ready for 2021 and be like, okay, I don't have to worry about New Year's resolution. I started.
I'm already started.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's motivating me to start today, October 22nd at 2:30.
All right. Well, thank you for being a part of our show. We really appreciate you for coming on. And I know it's late over there in New York, a little later than here, but we appreciate you and thank you for being a part. We will be back on Tuesday. We're here every Tuesday and Thursday at 2:00 live, trying to add some value to your life or your situation as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, even just as a person. So thank you guys for viewing, and we'll see you on Tuesday.